I was bored, and I always have random monologues every day, so why not turn them into a podcast? Hello there, you're listening to Zolimuli's Rambles podcast.
Yahoo! Hello and welcome again. So, once again, how's life? Mine, nothing, but I would love to clarify something from the previous episode. First of all, the topics that I chose previously, specifically politics, it shows that I'm no expert in such topic, so I'll vow to not talk about such thing anymore, because I'm no expert and kinda not my thing. Yeah, it's not my thing. And other than that, I forgot to conclude properly. I guess ignorance is bliss, the phrase itself. It goes both ways because it depends on the situation. Like, for example, if you get shot in the head and you're saying like, meh, this is fine. Nah, that ain't right? You can be ignorant in certain things only. Not every time, but certain things. It depends on the person itself. And personally, I am very ignorant because I would love to be carefree, but I can't. Because for those who know me, I am very sensitive. Moving on to the main topic of the week. Everyone has that situation where you be like, oh, I can't explain this feeling. I don't know, I'm sad. But at the same time, I'm happy? Yes, that's a very rough scenario to be used as an example. But to use a personal example would be, I have to work or be bonded to my campus. How do I feel? I feel shit about it versus at least I got a job. It's something I've mentioned in a previous episode, although it's an ambiguous explanation. But with that example, that's what you people call mixed feelings, right? But me, personally, I would love to use the word ambivalent. If I were to explain what it meant, which I kinda probably have said it multiple times, probably, or I've mentioned it in the previous ones, it would be, the literal meaning is, it is a state of having simultaneous contradictory reactions, beliefs, or feelings towards a person, object, or state of fact. Okay, so you know how people as I draft this, literally I plan to say nothing more than what I planned. So here's the few things what I initially just wanted to talk about being ambivalent about everything. First, I like the word ambivalent the same way how I like the word sentimental, because it sorta describes me in two different words, or what sums me. Although there are more words that can explain me, but those two words are most likely what describe how I am or how I do with people or how I think. Something. Second, I am ambivalent whenever I'm awake. Like I said, being ambivalent is you have contradictory thoughts and feelings about something. And being ambivalent whenever I'm awake is a continuous mental fight. It's like because I'm always thinking whether it's okay or it's not okay or something. Very vague, because it's not that I think certain topics it's okay or it's not okay. It's just whether certain things are positive or negative. And third, somehow the idea of being ambivalent, well, you might not know what the word ambivalent before this, But now you know. But before this, people may look this thing as you're just being paranoid. First, probably yes, that's good, because I'd feel paranoid if I have to enter a tiger's den. Don't ask me why I'm there, it's just an example. So it can be a good thing, but what differs is the duration spent on those thoughts. Because different people have different way of thinking, right? And since certain people there are different kinds of people. Like for me, I dwell deeply into emotions, and that is bad. Like literally it is. I'm not sure if it's bad or not, but yeah, you get what I'm saying, right? And fourth, why this topic? Like I said, I'm constantly ambivalent when I'm awake. However, as I try to find facts or articles just to support anything that because we're constantly learning, right? There are two things that I kind of learned. First is the word ambiguous versus ambivalent. So, to those who don't know, or this is kinda an English lesson for those who are listening. I mean, it's just the more you know, the better. Ambiguous versus ambivalent. It's two different things, although both kinda have almost the same meaning. Not too much, but there's a fine line of difference. So it's like ambiguous is something that is confusing or has more than one meaning. However, ambivalent is when you don't hate something, but you don't love it either. Yes, the more you know. And second, I was just like searching for ambivalent scenarios, like just to get people know how it is, or like certain examples that you can understand. However, I found an article literally entitled things people don't realize you are doing because you have an ambivalent personality. That article seems interesting. So literally, in a long story short, to summarize it, having an ambivalent personality is actually a thing, although it's not much of a heavy like the main personality like introvert, extrovert, ambivert. It's just like, how do I say, personality. There's a bunch of it. There's 12 zodiacs personality, there's blood type personality, and somehow this is a mental thinking. Not saying mental as in the bad mental, it's just how people think. Mentality, I think it's not mentality. I don't know. So actually having an ambivalent personality is actually a thing, and I can share a few points why or what makes a person to have such personality. First, you're hot, then you're suddenly cold. Second, you're either a total sweetheart or a total jerk. So people don't say it, but I do realize that I can be very cheerful around my friends, and then suddenly the next day I don't have the mood to do so. Third, I have a sinuous energy level. To explain sinuous, remember maths, remember mathematics, trigonometry function, sine, cos, tan, the graph, yes, that sine graph. Sinuous meaning having many curves and turns. So if you remember what sine curve is, my mood is like that. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. It's unexpected somehow. That's why some people can get very tired of me, I guess, because it's difficult to handle such people. True. Why do I say this myself? Because I myself am tired of handling myself. Unless I'm having fun or eating. Fourth, you question absolutely everything. This point, everyone does that, right? Like I said, it depends on the person itself, like how deep they dive into those state of mind or questions. Like me, I dive way deep. Why? I have no idea. It's me. Fifth, you contradict yourself quite often. 6. You have attachment issues. That is very true because I can't stick to one group of friends, like a group of friends, more than one semester. And that happened during college life. Thinking back, that sucked. But what can I do again? No one pointed it out, also, unless I say it out loud. But yeah, that's why people have ego somehow, or they couldn't care more. 7. You always think life is someplace else. I mean, everyone does that. It's called having a dream, or just being dreamy. Moving on, number 8. You talk a lot about how you feel. Probably yeah, because that's why this podcast exists. It exists for me personally. Yeah, because I can't express in front of people that easily. Like, I don't have the guts or the bravery to spill out my emotions in front of a single person, like any single person, even the closest human in this world. So I can only express on a major scale, but without me being in front of anyone. And to conclude, it's like I personally, on a scale of being ambivalent and carefree, I rate myself more towards ambivalent. And why? Because all those points to me. But if you have this kind of personality, this is like kinda an advice or just a PSA. First, it's good enough that you recognize it yourself, but do try not to be so. If I don't know, I'm not sure if that's the proper advice if I have to give out, since I know myself that having an ambivalent personality, to me, as I think back, it doesn't do me much good. Not a lot, just few good. But what I'm trying to do, like what I plan to, is to grow out of this complex way of thinking, although I can just try not to think, by trying to have that mindset of a carefree person. I would love to be more carefree in the future, or onwards. I would love to be carefree onwards, because I want to be more whatevs. Not, and to point out also, I want to be more whatevs, not whatever. Because sassy whatever and carefree whatever, if you ask me, are two different things on a teeny weeny spectrum level, because people couldn't care much about it other than myself thinking about it. Once again, we have reached the end. But before that, I would love to try something. 2 things. Okay, here's the question that I want you guys to answer. How do you guys cope with such thoughts? How do you not be ambivalent? How to not be ambivalent? That's the question. And how to send me message, either through Telegram or WhatsApp, or DM, Instagram, up to you. But it would be better if you guys could send me what you call voice message. To those who have my number, use any method. However, to those who don't have my number, go to anchor.fm/zolimoli/message and drop a voice message there so that I can put it inside my next episode. And that's kind of a way for you to be in, I guess. I don't know. It's just something that I want to try. So please try, I guess. Please try drop a voice message. That would be better. Yeah. And once again, that is all from Zolimoli's Random Podcast. See ya.